Photosynthesis. No, it is not the term we use to describe the production of photos. Instead, it's one of the most vital biological concepts you will ever learn. A simple process that has allowed a massive diversity of life to develop across this planet. It is one of the reasons why we see so much green on our blue planet. Photosynthesis is simply the conversion of carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and sugars. Inside the microscopic green chloroplasts, yes, those cute organelles we find in plant cells, the light photons trigger a series of reactions splitting the existing chemical bonds of water and carbon dioxide molecules and forming new, more complex monosaccharide molecules. So why is this reaction so important? Well, to put it simply, life. Or complex life to be precise. Without photosynthesis, there would be a lot less oxygen in the atmosphere. And a lot of organisms that we know today might not have been able to exist. It is amazing how this one chemical reaction was so pivotal in the evolution of complex life. If we take a closer look at what happens in photosynthesis, we find that one of the end products is this molecule, a sugar molecule known as glucose. Glucose is one of the building blocks of carbohydrates, a well-known category of organic molecules. These building blocks are known as monosaccharides. Yeah, I know, it sounds more like an illness than something that we put in coffee or cakes. So why are these monosaccharides or simple sugars so important? Well, that's because they're loaded with energy. The light from the sun provides the energy for plants to photosynthesize carbon dioxide and water to create monosaccharides, which we then use. But what exactly is a monosaccharide? They are the simplest form of sugars or carbohydrates. Take this glucose molecule for instance. Whilst it may look complex, it's one of the simplest sugars you will ever see. Yes, this is the simplest you can go. So you know what comes next is just a nightmare for anyone who wants to learn more about carbohydrates. No wonder people have tried to cancel organic chemistry. But okay, let's breathe in, strip away our fears, and look closer at that glucose molecule. It is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And that's it. 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 6 oxygen atoms, giving the chemical formula C6H12 and O6. If we were to break apart that glucose molecule, it would release energy as it converts to carbon dioxide and water. All monosaccharides have a general formula, which is CH2O(N), which means that for every carbon or oxygen, there will be 2 hydrogen atoms in a monosaccharide. Okay, so with that, we kinda know that glucose is not an only child. There are more monosaccharides in the carbohydrates family, like our friend fructose, found in things like cherries and sugars derived from sugarcane, sugar beets, and corn. Now get this, 8.3 tons of less refined high fructose corn syrup is produced each year for the food industry, where it is a common ingredient in sodas and processed foods. It's the reason American Coca-Cola that is made with high fructose corn syrup tastes different from the Mexican and European versions, which use refined sugars with a higher glucose content. Another famous monosaccharide is galactose. Galactose has a very similar molecular structure to glucose. Both have C6H12O6 as molecular formulas, but their atoms are arranged differently. As with glucose, galactose is found in a wide range of foods where galactose can be present in its molecular form. However, we more often encounter it as a component of the milk sugar lactose. So by now I have given you a lot of information that probably made you guess that monosaccharides means one for mono and sugar for saccharide. Now let's answer the question. Is there any other types of saccharides out there? Yes, indeed. There are two other important classifications: disaccharides and polysaccharides. Disaccharides are simply two monosaccharides bound together. An example of this would be sucrose, formed from one glucose molecule and one fructose molecule. You've almost certainly seen this disaccharide as everyday white sugar that can be derived from sugarcane or sugar beets. Polysaccharides are a bit more complicated. As the name suggests, polysaccharides contain chains of many monosaccharides. Some polysaccharides even form branches and fold into complex three-dimensional structures which serve a wide range of purposes. Okay, with this, I just wanted to lift the veil a bit on the topics of disaccharides and polysaccharides. I will, however, spend a bit more time on those two on separate videos. So now back to monosaccharides. Monosaccharides are soluble in water, but insoluble in nonpolar solvents. You have probably seen sugar disappear in your coffee because it came in contact with water. But you know when you mix sugar and a fat? For example, when baking a cake, because who doesn't love cake? Come on. You can see that the sugar grains do not dissolve in butter. I know you're not the same person after this information. You're welcome. When we looked at some examples of molecules, I showed you these images where they look like beautiful rings. But monosaccharides can be found in both their ring forms or cyclic forms if you're feeling fancy, as well as straight chains like this one here. Monosaccharides can also be classified according to the number of carbon atoms in each molecule. So if a monosaccharide has 3 carbons, we call it triose. 4 carbons, tetrose. 5 carbons, pentose. 6 carbons, hexose. You get the gist. Which also brings me to the point that if you're a monosaccharide, your name will end in O's. Just like we saw before with glucose, fructose, and galactose. Monosaccharides are used to store and produce energy, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. They are also used as building blocks to form more complex sugars, which are important structural elements in living things. So they are essential to life. Well, let me end this video on a cheesy note. They are what makes life sweet. I know, I will get a call from National Geographic. My writing skills are just unique. Keep the sweetness level up by hitting the like button and showing some love to all the monosaccharides on this planet. And subscribe because I know you want to be notified when the next video comes out on this channel. Educational videos on YouTube are the sunlight in your learning photosynthesis. See you soon.